The 2020 NBA season has been one of the most interesting seasons of the past 20 years because now there's no longer super teams, but more so dynamic duos. With the Lakers, they have LeBron and AD. With the Clippers, they got Kawhi and Paul George. With Houston, they got James Harden and Russell Westbrook. With this, it brings more parity in the NBA. But one of the more interesting things to look for throughout the NBA season is who's going to be the most valuable player of the year. Last year, Giannis won it, and the year before that, James Harden won it. And as of the year 2020, we have yet to have an MVP winner as the season isn't over with yet. But as of right now, and throughout this video, I will explain to you who is my top 5 NBA MVP candidates so far. So without further ado, let's get it going. Coming in at number 5 on my list is Kawhi Leonard, the Claw. He's currently averaging 27 points a game, around 7.5 rebounds, and around 5.3 assists with a 26.8 PER that is 6th in the NBA. His team is currently 36-15 with the second best record in the Western Conference. And last month in January, Kawhi Leonard went on one of the best tears in his entire career, averaging around 32 points per game, around 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 50% from the field. Yeah, people have been on Kawhi's case this year because of load management, but when you look at his play, he's been playing phenomenal. He's back to how he was in San Antonio, being a consistent MVP candidate like he was in 2016 and 2017. The reason he isn't higher on this list is because of load management. He has missed some games, and I believe there's a couple other players who bring more value to their team and who has been playing better than Kawhi Leonard. They may not be better as a player, but I feel like they have been playing better than Kawhi Leonard. But Kawhi Leonard so far is having a phenomenal season, and he comes in at number 5 in my MVP voting. Coming in at number 4 in my MVP race is no other than James Harden. He's currently averaging 35 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 7 assists with a 28.9 PER, which is 3rd in the NBA. And James Harden is a fantastic scorer. I mean, he is the greatest statistical scorer of this generation. We haven't seen scoring like this since Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, James Harden is fantastic. A lot of people are wondering, with James Harden numbers, why isn't he on top of the list? Well, over the past 15 games, James Harden has not been playing up to par. He's only been averaging around 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists while shooting 35% from the field. Those are still good numbers, but they're not the numbers he was putting up at the beginning of the year. But his teammate Westbrook has been picking up the slack. Westbrook has been averaging in the month of February 32.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. While James Harden has been playing great, he still has another teammate on his team who's been playing at MVP level. So unfortunately, James Harden is number 4 on my list. Coming in at number 3 on my MVP race is no other than Luka Doncic. He's currently averaging 29 points, 9.5 rebounds, and around 9 assists per game, and has a 29.1 PER, which is 2nd in the NBA. His team is currently 31-21 with the 7th best record in the Western Conference. Yeah, that may seem low, but when you really look at teams 3, well, I'll say 4 through 7 in the Western Conference, they're only 2 games or a game behind each other. That just shows how competitive the Western Conference is. And Luka has also missed plenty of games, so his team has slid through the Western Conference. But when we look at Luka's play this year, he's been phenomenal. I mean, he's been setting records left and right, being the youngest player to ever record a 40-point, 15-assist triple-double game, or the youngest player to ever reach 20 triple-doubles. I mean, Luka has been doing it all. Luka has been having a phenomenal all-time great season. But the reason he's at number 3 is slightly, well, I'll say somewhat due to injuries and a slight decline in the play that he had at the beginning of the year. But albeit he's still playing at a high level, but I still feel like there's 2 other people who have been playing at higher levels and who deserve the MVP more than Luka. At number 2 in my MVP race, I have no other than the chosen one, the Wash King, LeBron Ramon James. LeBron currently has the Lakers at 38-12 with the best record in the Western Conference, with the second best record in the NBA. LeBron's currently averaging 25 points per game, 8 rebounds, and around 11 assists with a 25.8 PER, which is 7th in the NBA. While his PER and efficiency may not be as high as it used to be, when you watch these games, when you watch LeBron play, you can tell how much value he has upon this Lakers team. He is the only reliable playmaker that the Lakers have. He literally makes plays for nearly everyone on the court almost all the time. They are heavily dependent on LeBron James. I mean, this has been one of the greatest seasons LeBron has ever had. I don't care what they say statistically. When you watch the games, you can tell that LeBron is playing on another level. The way he's dictating the pace, orchestrating the offense, elevating the play of his team, and making his teammates better, you can tell that LeBron is operating on a different space this year. He's become a full-time point guard, and he's playing the point guard position better than anyone has ever played it the past 20 years. He has been playing awesome and incredible. Even with LeBron playing out of his mind this year, I still believe there's one other player who deserves the MVP more so than LeBron does. That player so happens to be Giannis Antetokounmpo, otherwise known as the Greek Freak. Giannis has been averaging 30 points per game, around 13 rebounds, and around 6 assists with a 32.6 PER, which is first in the NBA. Giannis currently has his team with the league's best record at 45 wins and 7 losses. They are on pace to win 70 games this entire season. That'll be the 3rd most wins in the entire season for a team in NBA history. His team is currently 1st in defensive rating and top 5 in offensive rating. And all of that is attributed to Giannis' great play on the offensive end and on the defensive end. He's turned himself into possibly the best two-way player in the NBA right now. As of right now and for the foreseeable future, I have Giannis winning the MVP for the 2020 NBA season. He's just having an incredible season and is playing the best basketball of his life and in the NBA right now. I hope y'all enjoyed my video. Like and subscribe to my channel, and I'm out.